Hey, it's Super Thursday. No, Super Tuesday. And I voted on the way to sub-teach out here at San Luis High School. I didn't want to be failing to get my vote in, but I had a little trouble deciding. Obama, boy, I like him. Hillary, boy, I like her. Well, darn it, you can't vote for both. They won't let you. You got to make a choice. So, I gave it a little thought. Did some coin tossing in my head. Gee, I still wish they'd get together. Maybe they will later on and run together. But I'm so concerned over the fiscal situation. Good Lord, the debt that we've accumulated these last 8 years. My children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and their children and great-grandchildren will be struggling with the debt that George Bush has incurred in his wild chase of legacy as a war president. My God, what a tragedy. I hope we can get out of debt again sometime, but I'm not sure we ever will. But I did remember that Clinton got us out of debt just before George W. Bush got in there. So I cast my vote for Hillary. Oh, I know the Republicans think they can beat her. If they beat her with McCain, I won't feel too bad because I think McCain's a good man. Well, I scanned the paper, read all the political stuff. Then I turned to my favorite section, the sports section. Oh, 3 cheers for the Suns. They've won another game. Beat the Bobcats 118 to 104. I tell you, they are a fun team to follow. But the items about Bill Belichick and Bobby Knight really got my attention. You know, way back, good night nurse, in the 60s. I was a principal. Went to the basketball games. And oh my gosh, the behavior on the court was disgraceful. Some of our guys would wait till the officials were looking the other way and practically mug the opponents and do nasty things to them. Our team? And they'd swear. And the coach is doing nothing about it? Well, you know, it didn't take but 1, maybe 2 games, and I've got the coach aside in the office and saying, now listen, that's got to stop. He said, Mr. Riggs, you don't understand the kind of boys that I have on that team. Man, I think right away we've got a communication problem here. No, coach, it's the other way around. You don't understand. I was the new principal and he was a holdover. You don't understand the kind of school this is going to be. We're not having that kind of behavior. You've got to get control of that situation and correct it, or you're not going to be coaching more than another game or 2. I will not tolerate that kind of behavior representing our school. I guess I should have been talking about, I will not allow you to let these boys act that way and not help them realize it's wrong. And that if they're going to be decent human beings and decent sportsmen, they've got to change their ways. But I was looking at the image of the school primarily. Well, the change was remarkable. I think he benched a boy or 2 for a while. Didn't, as I recall, have to kick anybody off his team. And they became a team that I felt good about. Just such a simple thing that for him to take the leadership to say, no, 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 we're not having that kind of behavior on the floor, or you're out the door. Another time I was in a school as a superintendent, go into a classroom, no teacher. Kids are busy, kids are not online in any way, but no teacher. A good night nurse. One of the first responsibilities in a public school is the safety of the students, and you expect the teacher to be in the classroom. So I watched a while, thought maybe just stepped out, had to make a quick run to the bathroom, which, not good, but okay. The system is, and, I still practice it today as a sub. If you've got to leave that classroom for a quick run, you step next door and say, would you also keep an eye on my classroom for a few minutes? I'll be right back. Well, it became obvious that that wasn't what was going on, and so I asked the kids, do you know where your teacher is? Oh, yes, he's over at the gym working on the football equipment or something like that. Well, sure enough, I leave the classroom, go over, and that gentleman has the nerve to tell me, you don't understand. I wasn't hired to teach. I was caught, recruited to win football games. Were my kids being bad? No, they weren't being bad, but you are a teacher first and a coach second. You may actually in your mind be a coach first and a teacher second, but you have to be in those classes supervising when you're in the teacher role. That one didn't turn out as well. He resisted every inch of the way and was an active opponent of this superintendent for sure. But anyway, you probably are thinking, well, okay, he's more right than you. He's there to win, win, win. Well, I don't think that's the only reason you're there. I like for coaches to win. My story about Coach V. Hill at Alamosa. Oh, how great it was to have a man that met his responsibilities as a teacher, but was a great coach, took a program that was absolutely nothing and made it into a great program. Great, great, great program. I think, and I feel strongly about it, that athletics, sports programs should teach characters. They should turn out people that you'd be proud to have as a neighbor, have as a coach of your kids, etc., etc. So you can imagine that over the years I was a little bit more than slightly disappointed when tantrum-throwing Bob Knight was kept on as a college coach and chosen to represent us as the coach in national competitions and so on. I thought, that's sick, sick, sick. And boy, did I ever admire the college president that finally said enough is enough and fired the great Bob Knight. Too bad Bob couldn't have gotten a message and acted like a gentleman and stopped his tantrum throwing while he was there. Wasn't very happy when Texas Tech hired him, but I think the Texas AD and the Texas college president and Mr. Knight had done some maturing. I think he's done much, much better as coach at Texas Tech. And I was shocked today to see that he has resigned effective immediately until I noticed that the new coach will be his son. By golly, we dads do stick together with our kids. He wanted his boy to have a chance to be a college coach, and he's given him the best chance any coach could have. Texas Tech's been playing pretty darn well. I hope young Mr. Knight has a great career I'd almost bet that he won't be a tantrum-throwing coach. Well, we all throw a little tantrum now and then, but throwing chairs across the basketball court, shame on you, Bob Knight. But at least you learned, and you did better. I sure hope the son does very, very well. And I hope, Bob Knight, that you have a good retirement, a long and healthy retirement, and that you truly enjoy life.